Happy October, everybody, and welcome back to the Survivor Now podcast and the Survivor 47 pre-show. And I have been hyping up this season so far. It has been super incredible. And tonight, there is a potential chance that we kind of make some history. And by history, I mean we have not seen since Survivor Cagayan in 2014, 3 men get voted out back to back to back. That could happen tonight after we lost John and then TK last week. Could we see another man voted out of the game? It would only be the second time ever. First time in 10 years. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. We will discuss all of that, but I cannot discuss it on my own. So I am joined today by the lovely Avery Simon. Avery,
Hello.
how are we doing today?
I am good. I'm excited. It's Survivor Wednesday, best day of the week, getting hyped. I am so ready for this episode. I've been waiting all day, so it's been too long.
Do you do the exact same thing I do? Like, I have done nothing. Like, I find myself on Wednesdays just like sitting on the couch and just being like, okay, 3 hours left. 2 hours
Yeah,
and 15
that's
minutes.
basically me at work on Wednesdays. I'm basically just checking the clock and waiting to get home. Then when I get home, waiting to do this podcast. And then during the podcast, I'm still like, what time is it? I'm ready for the episode. I can't wait. Like,
the podcast helps buy us a little time. I will say that.
Absolutely.
You guys can also interact with us. Go ahead and jump into our Ancient Voices chat, as we like to call it. A few people are already here. Anthony says Randy is fleeced up. I'm telling you, the first chance that I had to wear cardigans and sweaters and I was doing it. Like, it's a little warm in my apartment right now. It's not that cold outside, but I was like, I'm definitely doing it. But thank you, Anthony. I am fleeced up a little bit. Amy, not Kyle. Hopefully not Kyle. We're going to talk all about Kyle. And then Jay is in the chat, says Avery looks beautiful this evening.
Thank
you. Avery, you do look beautiful, but my favorite thing is what you have on. We talked about our fits last week. Yes. Hold on.
Go buy the merch, guys, please.
Hold on. So that is the maroon version. We also have a navy blue, which I got. And then there's also some other stuff on the shop. There's some sweatpants. There's some Survivor 47 themed apparel. So you can go check all of that out and get yourself some survivornowpodcast.com. I definitely wasn't prepared because I said when we did that I was going to do this, but it covers you up, Avery. I got to change that. I got to change it. So new merch, go check it out, survivornowpodcast.com, or the link in the description. So Avery, let's look back really quick on last week. Let's remind everyone where we are at in terms of the season so far on the post show, which we're going to have you again later on today. Super excited for that. We discussed all the tribes, kind of gave them their own segment because each tribe has so much going on. I mean, on Lava, you have the situation with Rome finding the idol, telling Teeny about it. Teeny then goes and tells Kashan, and it creates a very awkward situation among that group. And then on Tuku, obviously, they went to tribal council. They were able to blindside TK. Gabe is kind of pulling in his forces, getting Caroline, getting Sue, and working with them. And then over on the Gata tribe, Andy might not be in that bad of a position, even though he fumbled finding the Beware advantage. Sam was able to find it, and now Sam wants to work with his closest ally to maybe work with Andy, pull him in. So all of this to say, what are you most excited for about tonight's episode? Like, what do you want to see more of?
Honestly, for me, I definitely want to piggyback off of Sam finding the idol, because I honestly want him to work with Andy. I think it would be I think it would be a crazy episode. Like, imagine just Sam and Andy just chilling, strategizing with each other. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that would be such a good bit of the episode, and I really hope to see that tonight. It has been insane. Like, these first few episodes have been crazy, and I hope that tonight is just as crazy. Like you said earlier, with each tribe has their own stuff going on. Like, Sue convinced Tiana to flip like it was nothing.
Like
Like it was
literally like that.
nothing. And Kyle, of course, was sitting there like, wait, what? Like what? Wait a minute. Hold up. What just happened? And I'm very interested to see their tribe dynamic and like kind of how they go back after tribal council when they arrive back at camp and they're like and he's like, all right, so like what the fuck is going on? Like
No,
what did I miss here?
I love that you bring up the Andy situation because I know you said that you weren't able to watch last week's deleted scenes and this week's sneak peeks. One of the deleted scenes that we got last week is when Andy and the Gata tribe came back, and he's basically like, thank you guys. Thank you for saving me. And then we get a confessional from, I believe, Annika saying, yeah, we'll keep you around, but we're not going to work with you. We're four strong. We're tight. And then we saw that Sam started hypothesizing, hey, what would happen if I actually go along with Andy? And on this week's sneak peek, it looks like Annika is actually getting under some people's skin by, letting them know, hey, we need to do stuff around camp, getting a little bossy, which can rub people the wrong way. So
I did see a part of that.
You did see a part. So yeah, so maybe
I was like, maybe Annika's going home. Like
a lot of people think so.
If they lose, because she was like, Sam, you need to do this, Sam, you need to do that. And Sam's like, we're not like actually playing the game right now. Like you're just telling me. I remember this one line he said, oh my gosh, what was it? This isn't the Ritz-Carlton. When he was like, it's hurting my back, we should move the bamboo. And he's like, this isn't the Ritz-Carlton. Like, what are you talking about?
Avery, that sounds like something I would say. This is hurting my back. Let's move the bamboo. It sounds like something I would say. And so I feel where Annika's coming from.
I think that's so funny. And I feel like that's something I would either say that or I would say what Sam said. Like there's no in between. Like it's if I get on the island someday, I'm either gonna be like, I'm uncomfortable, fix it, or I'm gonna be like, okay, this isn't a 5-star luxury resort. Like we need to just go to sleep. Like we need to just play the game and stop sitting here trying to rebuild everything.
I was kind of excited to see that just because I'm with you. I would like to see Andy work together. And he mentioned in last week's funny enough, in last week's deleted scene, he mentioned how he wants to take kind of an Emily arc and kind of build himself out from a rough beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Emily do it. There's no reason Andy can't do it. And he's starting to make the right moves to, integrate himself because obviously Sam has Sierra and Sierra was kind of like, okay, I'll go with whatever you want to do, Sam. And Sam really seems like he likes the connection with Andy and would rather keep Andy around because I've always said, if you have someone playing on the bottom, why do you not pull them in? Why do you want to vote them out as like an easy target? Because in a game that is all about numbers at times and a game that you have, it's really hard to find people to trust. Go to this guy, pull this, what did Gabe say? Like a bird with a broken wing or something? Like, like
it's literally
pull
an
that
extra
person
number.
in.
It's an extra number that is literally desperate to find alliances, to find somebody to work with. And if you're just sitting there like, all right, let's just go with the rest of the tribe and vote this extra number out, it could be you next week. You have no idea. If you're sticking with this alliance and you go to tribal council and then next week you go to tribal council again, that's just your alliance sitting there. Somebody's going home. So why not pull this extra person in and kind of start to work your own game? Then when the numbers keep going down, it's a better idea than sitting there waiting when it could be you next week.
No, couldn't agree more. I think we're on the same page of we both like Sam and where he's at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like big Sam stands. Me and Avery right here. Let's see. We do have a question in the chat from Jay West. Who's going to find the Gabe idol on this episode? That's what I'm excited to see. But maybe Gabe again. We assume Jeff Probst's production, they're going to re-hide this idol. And so I'm interested to hear who you think is going to find this idol. I think Sue's going to find it.
I think Tiana. I feel like she would go like straight out there to grab it. I mean, Sue though, she does have a little beef about him not playing it on her. Like he kind of said that, hey, I'm playing this idol for you, and then played it for himself for literally no reason. So it was kind of like pointless. So I mean, Sue is definitely a good option. I think she's going to be looking. I also think that Tiana is going to be looking, absolutely, now that they all know this idol is not on the island. Like, there's a new one, so I feel like either Tiana or Sue, probably for sure.
I mean, forgive me, Avery. I'm happy that you said this. How could I forget that an idol was played last week by Gabe for no reason whatsoever? Absolutely no reason. And now that I'm thinking about this is something I was thinking about like last week after the episode. Is this really going to affect the alliance? Because, like, honestly, I don't think so. I think Sue will be fine with it. I think Caroline will be fine with it. We did see, not to pull up another sneak peek. I don't know if you saw a little of this one. The other sneak peek was essentially the Tuku tribe coming back to camp, and Caroline and Sue were like, "Shh, we got to be quiet. We got to be like respectful," and then they ran off and they were like, we just pulled up with blindside. And then Sue mentions how Kyle did vote for her and she's going to be seeking revenge. She said, if we go back to tribal council, I'm getting revenge on Kyle. And I'm not going to forget that. So to me, it doesn't seem like that alliance is going to break up. It doesn't seem like Sue's like, oh, he didn't play the idol for me. Is Tiana like solidified with Sue in that alliance? We'll have to see that. For me, I think if I was Kyle, I would be begging for some type of swap, which we rarely get in the new era. But I feel so bad because the other secret scene last week was Kyle mentioning how he's been a vegetarian for the last like 8 years. He does not eat meat. He doesn't harm any animals. And they caught crabs, and his tribe kind of convinced him to take that bite. They're like, yo, we need you. We know you're fighting for your family, and you're not going to be able to make it to the end if you don't eat and get subsistence. And he did end up eating the crab. And he mentioned how, yo, this was a big thing for me, but I care about my family. Frankly, watching the scene, I recommend, if you guys haven't seen it, go on the YouTube, type Survivor 47 secret scenes. It should pop up. It was a really emotional scene that actually makes me like Kyle even more. Like, he jumped up to one of my favorites.
Kyle. I have liked him since the start. And like, I feel so bad that he was blindsided. And like, as much as I think Tiana or Sue is going to find the idol, I have like a little hope in my heart that he finds it, because I just think I honestly think it would be really interesting to see too if he did find it. So I just have like a part of me. I know he's going to be looking. Obviously, he was just blindsided, and the only person he had solidified with him is now gone. And so I know he's going to be looking. A little part of me hopes it's going to be him. I don't think it will be, but you know, I kind of hope it will, because I kind of feel bad for him. Like now hearing that, like, he has been vegetarian. I was vegetarian for 8 years and had to stop, like, due to specific reasons. But it was a hard thing to not be anymore. And so that has to be so hard, like, being out there and knowing you've done this for so long, but like, this is for your family and that's why you're going to do it anyways. And it's just, I don't know. And now I have a little hope in my heart that he finds like,
I'm praying he can make it farther in this game, because like, the man never speaks about anything without mentioning his family. Like, that's why you guys got to watch the secret scenes and stuff, because it kind of takes you into these castaways' lives even more. And I mean, we've seen some emotional scenes with Sue the week before, and now Kyle. Like, you get to learn about these people more. I saw some questions in the chat, or some comments. Shay says, I think Gabe's going to find it again. Wow. He would instantly be like a legendary new era player once again, finding an idol. Let's see. Georgette, where do you see the sneak peeks? I don't. So this is where you get them. You can go on to Survivor CBS, their official YouTube page. That's where they post the sneak peeks. And then the deleted scenes go to All Winners Survivor on YouTube, and they post the deleted scenes each and every week. We got Ollie in the chat. Ollie comes back this week. Forgot something for you. I just came here to say Randy is giving Andy in that jumper vibes. Yeah, this would not be what I wear out on the island. And personality. Am I just, yeah, I'm repping Andy again. I repped him last week. I'm repping him this week. And then Jay says, can't spell Randy without Andy. So that is amazing. Avery, before we move on from the Tuku tribe, we do have another question here from Jay West. How much sway does Sue really have, though? Because she sat out last challenge. So if she's the weakest this week, she could be an easy target. I don't think Gabe is ever going to go against Sue.
No, I don't either.
But with that being said, I don't think that Gabe is like the leader of this tribe. I think Sue has Caroline now. Like, we already saw Caroline be like, I'm a little nervous with Gabe. I don't know if I really want to work with Gabe. But from what I'm seeing, the interactions I'm seeing between the two of them, I think Caroline is very close to Sue and adores Sue. And if I had to pick who's running that tribe at Tuku, I'm going Sue. Like, I think that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think she's pulling the strings of Gabe, even though Gabe is like what am I looking? Like, he's the upfront leader, but then behind him pulling the strings, you have Sue. That's how I analyze the situation.
I think this vote is definitely going, if they go to tribal, I think it's definitely going to be what Sue wants. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Sue blindsided Gabe, to be completely honest. Like, they're close, but I wouldn't be surprised because
doesn't Tiana love Sue too? Doesn't Tiana love Sue too?
Yeah,
so like that wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't shock me either, especially because he was like, yeah, so I'm playing this idol for you, we're keeping you in this game, and then he didn't. He played it for himself. And I think that could be a moment that like something clicked in her brain, that she's like, okay, maybe he's not truly like a full-on ally here. He's obviously playing this game for himself. Everybody is, but he's fully showing that he's playing this game for himself, which can be very dangerous when you have alliances, I definitely think.
Yeah, I could definitely see the girls for the Tuku camp getting together, voting out, blindside, especially if he hasn't, or he doesn't have an idol anymore. But if he finds another one and tells Sue right away, yo, I found another idol, wouldn't Sue be smart to instantly think, okay, this guy's found two of these things. Do I really want him in the game right now? Because he's just dominating. That happened on my season of Expedition Online. We had a guy who kept finding idols. And as much as you wanted to work with him, you're like, I can't. He keeps, he's too good at this. Amy adds in, Sue's the one with the boss girl move quote. She very well could be the one in real life and on the season. Oh, she is definitely a boss girl. Avery, do you know the name of this episode? I forgot to say it at the beginning.
No, I don't. I forgot.
You're the name person.
No, I knew it, but now it's not in my brain. Oh my gosh.
Someone let us know. Someone let us know in the chat.
Name, please. That's so embarrassing. My bad, guys. I'm sorry.
We did something new this week, that this is going to start being a regular thing on the Survivor 47 pre-show. Also, Jay says it's called Belly of the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right. I couldn't think of it. Thank you, Jay. Jay always has our back here in the chat. Yes, always. So we got something new. We asked you guys a couple of polls on our X account. So if you guys want to partake in voting on these polls every single week, head over to X, formerly known as Twitter, at Survivor Now Pod, and check out these polls. Also, we're doing something new this week where you can actually interact and chat with us while Survivor 47 is airing live. We have a discussion thread that you can kind of comment, let us know what you're thinking of the episode. We'll respond back. So should create a lot of fan interaction with you guys. But let's take a look at these polls. I don't think Avery has seen these polls, right, Avery?
I have. I saw them.
Okay, she has seen them, so we can discuss them here. So this is the first poll that we put up. Which tribe is heading to tribal council tonight? Lavo, the red tribe. We spoke about Tuku, the blue tribe, and Gata, the yellow tribe. Very close battle. I think
this have no faith in Gata.
I think this is very fun to see because we're used to having one tribe that just sucks.
Yeah.
And this year, like, it's very even, but Gata was the one who got the most votes, 38% to 31% for the other two tribes. So let's discuss this, Avery. Gata, most people think they're going to tribal council. I think Gata could be going to tribal council, and I know we're going to give our predictions at the end of the show, but you mentioned it earlier. Maybe Annika going home. A lot of people think it could be Annika this week because of the sneak peek that we saw.
Mhm.
Part of me wants to say it's not because Survivor wouldn't make it obvious like that,
Yeah.
but you never know. So I'm going with, I do think Gada's going to go to Tribal Council this week, but if it's not Gada, I think it's going to be Tuku. I don't see Lavo losing this week. I know a lot of people think Rome could be going home, but what are we thinking, Avery, about the results, about what
You
you're
know
thinking
what?
going into this week?
I have faith in Gada. I don't know why. I have faith in them. I think they
You're a
can win.
Gada
See, I
stan.
agree. I'm a Gada stan. I think they could win. I don't want to see them go to Tribal Council this week. I definitely think that Survivor kind of made us think that that's what's going to happen with that sneak peek. But I don't know. I don't think they are. I'm going to go with what everyone's not thinking and say maybe Lavo because we haven't seen a crazy amount of. I don't know. I feel like we haven't seen as much from them. And I just kind of want to see them go to Tribal. I want to see what happens. I just kind of want to see like if Rome goes home, if they do send him home. I hope he doesn't go home. I love Rome. But I don't know. Something in me is like maybe Lavo this week.
I don't want to see Lavo go because my winner pick is Genevieve, and we're going to
Fair
talk more
point.
about Genevieve in a second. But we have not seen any of Genevieve or
No,
Soul, so I'm like those two
disappeared.
could be like early boots, like barely on the season. So I'm very concerned about that. And when you're not seeing, I mean, Jeff Probst has came out in the past and said, look, if we're not showing people, it's not because we hate them and we don't want them to be on TV. It's just because they weren't giving us interesting content to put
Yeah.
on TV. And
Yeah.
I'm super nervous when Survivor is week 1 was 2 hours long. Week 2 was an hour and a half long. We've almost had 4 hours of Survivor 47, and Soul and Genevieve have been on TV like maybe once each.
And like
I'm
the
very,
challenges, and that's like it. You saw
I'm
Soul carrying the
super,
rice.
yeah, like I'm super nervous about that.
But
But
that's
we'll,
why I want to see more. I mean I know that's your winner pick, but I mean, I don't know. My winner pick's Tiana, so I feel like I'm in a good place right now with mine. But I don't know. I kind of want to see more from them, which is why I feel like it'd be interesting to see them at Tribal, and like I want them to go to Tribal because I don't know. I want to see the drama. I want to see them chatting. We haven't literally seen like any of Soul and Genevieve, like you said, which is kind of why I want them to go to Tribal tonight because I want to see them.
it would be cool
And we'll
to
see
see
them.
like the third. Oh, Rome, don't you do this to
Timeout.
us. Don't you do this to us.
It's messed up, man.
Rome is just going to make me think the rest of the night. Don't you do that to us, Rome. Don't you scare us like that. Well, okay, let's go on to our next poll. Will an immunity idol be played this episode? Obviously, the immunity idol's in play. You have Rome's idol and you have Sam's idol. Both of them took the idol that was good for just one tribal council. 67% say yes, that we're going to have a second straight episode that an immunity idol is played. And Avery, I will add these couple of comments. Anthony asked, do you guys think they're setting up Rome for a major blindside? And then Jay adds in, Rome is going to play his idol tonight. And
That's my
obviously Rome is here and said
That's
tonight
my
should be an
thought.
interesting one.
If
So
I think Lavo's gonna go. I don't know. There's something in my mind. Rome's probably like laughing at me like these guys don't know what they're talking about right now. But anyways, I think if Lavo does go tonight, I definitely think Rome's playing his idol. I mean, obviously it's only good for one tribal. Like you're obviously safe. They can't like. They can try to flush it. They can try to be like, oh, give it to this person. This person's going home. But I don't feel like Rome's the type. I think he would be like, I don't care. I'm going to save myself. Like, that's what I would do. And obviously, I think if Gada goes, Sam's definitely going to play it. But the interesting part is he going to play it for Andy? Which I hope he does, because that would be interesting.
well, I mean, like, you could easily vote, yes, it's an idol is going to get played. Because if either of those tribes go to tribal council, it's an idol good for one tribal, so you're gonna have to play it. So the only way we're not gonna get an idol played tonight, presumably, is if the blue tribe Tuku goes to tribal and they don't find another idol. And they don't find another idol. So I mean, there's definitely some interesting situations. But the whole thing about is Rome going to. Is there going to be a major blindside against Rome? There would have to be a lot. You would have to convince. It would have to be coming from Teeny, probably. Yeah. And it would be like a masterful play. Like Teeny would instantly be top of the power ranking. She would have to convince Rome yo, they're voting me or they're voting Kashawn, you have to play the idol for that person, where then Rome would have to play the idol for that person, and then Rome ultimately gets voted out, which would be an Eric moment.
I don't
It would be
know.
an Eric moment.
I don't think that because of Rome like walking up on Teeny telling Kashawn that he has the idol, I do not think he would believe a word. I mean, if it was me out there and I walked out on that, and then we were going to tribal council and they're like, "Oh, they're voting me out. You have to play the idol for me." I'd be like, "I'm not playing no idol for you. I'm playing it for myself. Like, this is for me. I'm gonna save myself and I'm gonna stay safe this week, and then I'm gonna go find another one." So if they do go, I don't think that they would be able to pull off a blindside on Rome.
I don't think Rome would give up his idol for someone. I think Rome would be safe. If anything, someone else, like I saw someone in the chat says, I think Asia goes home tonight because Rome plays his idol. Teeny's too smart to put votes on him, though. So I don't know. But I think Teeny, in this sense, Jay, Teeny's too close to Asia. We've already seen that interaction where Teeny's like, I want to keep you around. I don't want to tell people you're a podcaster. If that's a situation where the Lavo tribe goes to tribal council tonight, I think it would be, and Rome seemed like he was kind of close with Genevieve. So I would almost say Soul would be the one to go home. I think it would be Genevieve or Soul.
You have to think, if it was between the two, not to disrupt your winner pick, but I think it would be Genevieve just because of the sole fact that Soul is
challenge
strong in challenges. And like, I mean, you saw him and Sam were carrying that rice all by themselves, and then Tuku, they were like holding it together, the two of them, and I don't know, I think he has the strength to stay around for like a little longer. Like, I wouldn't say that he's going to be here a crazy bit longer, just because, like we said earlier, there's not much footage of him at all. But I definitely think that they're going to keep him around a little bit longer. I think if they go, I think it's going to have to be Genevieve. I don't know. I don't know what I would see happening, but yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a very high chance that an idol is played tonight. But absolutely. I think you're right, Avery. I'm not going to say Genevieve's going home, but I think you would be right. I think it would fall that direction. Either her or maybe Asia. Maybe it would fall towards Asia if Teeny can't really save her in the long run. I think Teeny's a smart player, and if the numbers are going against Asia, she'll go ahead and sacrifice that. Yeah. Okay, we got two more here. We're going to look at one before taking our ad break here. This is a fun one. We've talked a lot about them. We've talked more about them on this pre-show than Survivor has actually on CBS and Paramount Plus. Who will get the most screen time out of these castaways? These four have kind of been inexistent, purple edited this season. Genevieve, Soul, Asia, and Kyle. 79% say Asia, who we didn't see at all last week, will get the most screen time. Avery, do we agree with the fans? Are we thinking some? I'm going Kyle. I think we're going to see a lot of Kyle this week.
I'm going Kyle just because he did just get blindsided. I definitely think, oh, my camera almost just fell. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I think he's going to get more screen time just because he was blindsided, and I think it's possible they're going to try to pull him in. I don't know. We'll see.
Especially with the sneak peek. With the sneak peek being kind of surrounded about Sue getting revenge on Kyle. I could see Kyle getting a lot of screen time. I'm sad to say I don't see Soul and Genevieve getting that much screen time. Asia's an interesting one. Like if the Lavo tribe doesn't go to tribal council, are we really going to see a lot of Asia with everything else going on right now? Like I know you guys want to see her, but I don't know if we actually are going to see her. But we still got one other thing to talk about on this pre-show before we get ready to actually watch tonight's episode, and that's Avery and I have been all season long making our predictions on who is going to get voted out before the episode actually airs. We've done all right, but we will talk about who could be going home tonight right after this ad break. We'll be right back.
Think you're the most knowledgeable Survivor superfan? Well, you can put that to the test with our Fantasy Survivor game. Welcome to Bracketology, fantasy sports for reality TV. We provide fantasy football style games for your favorite shows like Survivor and many more. We also have bracket style elimination challenges. Set your picks once for the whole season to see how your prediction skills fared. And don't forget to check out the season extras like contestant info, where you can see all the bios of each contestant, and our scoring recaps that are published each episode. Download the Bracketology mobile app or play on your computer at fantasy.bracketology.tv. It's entirely free to play, and you can win some awesome prizes. Good luck.
Make sure to check those fantasy teams. I've definitely set mine tonight, and I actually have Andy in my fantasy team tonight. I think Andy's going to do really well this week. So if you need a little extra, like last-minute help, head on over to our Instagram at Survivor Now Podcast. Ollie, each and every week, lets you know who you should play, who you shouldn't play, and maybe someone that can gain you a lot of points, but they're more of a wild card. They could lose you points, a big swing. So head on over there, check that out as well. So we had one more poll, Avery, and it was about who is going home this evening. So I want to start doing this every week so we can get a feel for who the fans think are going home, and then we can make our arguments over who we think is going home. Let me make sure I have the right slide pulled up here. All right, who is going home tonight? And basically what I did is I put the three names that are in the worst position right now in the game. So you have Kyle for Tuku, you have Rome for Lavo, and you have Andy for Gata. And then there's an other option.
Yep.
6% voted Kyle, 6% voted Andy, 31% Rome, but it was 57% saying someone not on this list. Oh, see, he's spoken. Rome, you were very popular. Someone who might go home this week. Avery, we spoke about it. From what I'm hearing, I don't know what you've heard, but a lot of people think Annika could be going home this week. I think the sneak peek kind of influences that a little bit. Maybe, last week we saw how they want to work with Andy. So maybe it's just writing on the wall if that tribe goes back to tribal council, where a lot of people think Gata will go back. Annika's kind of that odd person out. So the people say it's not going to be one of the three guys who we've seen struggle a bit. So where is your head taking you before tonight's episode?
Honestly, I don't think it's going to be Annika. I think they put that out there to kind of make people think it's going to be her, but I don't see it happening. I don't see them losing tonight. I don't see them going to tribal tonight. I think they're going to keep her around a little bit longer. I don't think they're going to even go to tribal. And my biggest thought is I know that Sue wanted to get revenge on Kyle, but will that happen? I'm not so sure, because if Gabe goes back to camp and he is crazy immunity idol hunting, they're going to be like, he needs to get out of here. And I honestly think that if Tuku goes, it's going to be Gabe. I don't know why. I just feel like Sue's going to flip on him quick. Know that he's obviously not trustworthy. He told her straight up, I'm playing this idol for you, didn't play it for her. And if he's going back to camp and he's going straight into the woods looking for an idol, it's not giving, I don't know, it's bad vibes. It would be bad vibes for me if I was on the show. I'd kind of be like, I don't really know how I feel about that. Maybe we should just flip on him and send him home, because Kyle's at least a nice person. So let's just keep Kyle around. So if Tuku goes, I definitely think it's going to be Gabe. I think it's going to be a blindside. I think it's going to be crazy.
Avery, have you seen the episode? You seem very confident that Gabe's the one going home.
I don't know. No, I haven't seen the episode.
You seen the episode yet?
Imagine.
I'm going to go the other way. Yeah, she knows everything. Everything she said is just what happens during the episode.
Exactly to a T.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Kyle is going home tonight, and I'm heartbroken. I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward vote. I think Tuku is going to lose, and then they're all going to gang up on Kyle. And I think this episode, with how amazing the first two episodes have been, we're bound to have an episode that's just kind of, unless the season, like I've been saying, is just going to end up being an all-time classic with the rate it's going right now.
I hope.
It seemed like it could be an incredible season. I feel like before long, we're due for that one episode where you're like, not bad, but it's just that was just a plain Survivor episode.
I just hope this goes insane. I hope Sue's like, you know what, F him. He didn't play the idol for me. I don't like him. Let's just vote him off. I don't know. I think it would be crazy. I want to see it. I want to see the crazy. So I'm hoping that's what goes down, or that Lavo goes and that we see more. Sorry, Jay. I see now you're saying that Gabe's your winner pick. My bad, guys. My bad.
Avery, they were loving you week 1. They loved you week 1. Now they're turning against you each and every week.
Again, y'all just keep hating on me more and more every week.
Let's see. Amy adds in, you saw what happened last Saturday on Got Something For You when Matt said Kyle should have went home. A bunch of people said, keep Kyle's name out of your mouth. I love Kyle. We don't want Kyle to go home, but that's my argument is I just see it being like,
I hope he finds an idol.
Oh my gosh, I would freak out.
Okay, if y'all want my exact prediction with my telling of the future that I've been wrong every single week, but maybe I'll be right this week. I think that Kyle's gonna find the damn. I think they're all gonna go sprinting into the dang woods. I think everyone for themselves. Kyle's gonna find that idol. He's gonna be like, yes, thank gosh. And then they're gonna lose, and then they're gonna go to freaking tribal, and they're gonna try to be like, Kyle, play it for this person. Kyle, don't play it. You don't need it, Kyle. We're gonna keep you here, Kyle. But they're not, and he's gonna play it, and he's gonna vote for Gabe, and then bam, Gabe is gone. That's my guess.
Book it. Book it. Put money on it right now.
If it happens, then you guys all have to buy a Survivor Now sweatshirt.
Yes, you do. You have to. I love the plug. Hold on. I got mine. Avery's probably mad at me because I was supposed to wear it.
That's like fine, I guess. Like, I'm not mad.
See, there it is. I wanted to get all cuddled up today with my.
Like, I get it. I'm gonna make popcorn and stuff and like be all comfy and watch
Yep.
Survivor best days of the week. So
Survivor
and then we're gonna be on
Wednesday.
the after show. Y'all better
Yes.
win, or I'll be
But-
sad.
Amy says, there you go, from Avery to God's ears. Yes. She book it. She's seen the episode, guys. I've told you, she's already seen it. So we will have to wait and see who exactly goes home tonight. But again, we're doing some new stuff this week. So make sure to chat with us all night long. Look for this picture on our X account. See, I almost called it Twitter. To discuss the episode with us live. This is our live discussion thread. We will be in that X, whatever you call it. We'll be on this X post commenting all episode long with funny gifs, our opinions on what's going down. So make sure you hop over there and interact with us. Jay says most people still call it Twitter. They do, but I have to be like professional. And it's like technically X now, so I got to call it that.
Saw y'all's comment, by the way, that you still love me. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
Still Avery stands. And see, you let it go to her head. I just kicked you. You let it go to her head, so I had to kick her out. So we have an incredible week lined up for you guys. Obviously, the fun does not stop here with the Survivor 47 pre-show tonight. Avery already mentioned it. She is a natural now when it comes to podcasting. Come back, join us for the Survivor 47 after show immediately following the episode. Myself, Avery, Josh, and Bruce will be here to cover the episode and break down everything that happened. And Avery will be here to brag about how she was right and she tried telling you guys. And no, Abraham is not fired or anything. He's still on the podcast. He is enjoying a well-deserved vacation in Hawaii this week. So
I wish I was in Hawaii this week.
You would much rather be here talking on the podcast with me. Don't you lie about that.
Hawaii would be kind of nice. It's kind of rainy in Virginia right now.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's very fair.
I would still be on the podcast if I was in Hawaii, packing my ring light in my suitcase.
Live from the beach, she would just be like, yep, I'm enjoying. I didn't even see the episode, but I'll just tell you what I think's going on right now. And then the fun keeps going tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Survivor Social has an incredible guest, the most recent winner. Sorry if I spoiled it for you. The most recent winner of Survivor Australia, Titans versus Rebels. Ferris will be joining Tegwith and Kara to break down what he thinks about the U.S. version of the show this season and which castaways he's vibing with, which castaways maybe he thinks are not in the game for the long haul. Ferris is an incredible guy. If you guys have not watched the podcast with him, he's so insightful. He actually just started watching Survivor US not too long ago. I think last season was his first season watching the US version of the show. So make sure to go check that out. He obviously a former winner. We are very honored that he is coming back and joining us again. And then on Friday, join Jack and Will for Survivor Stock Watch, our power ranking show. They will take you all through the EDGIC and all through the analytical side of things. That is at noon Eastern time on Friday again. And on Saturday, the man is back. The man, the myth, the legend. Ollie returns from his vacation for episode 3 of Got Something For You. That will be Saturday at 3 p.m. So, Avery, the last thing I want to say is we have a challenge returning tonight. It's been like a new era staple. They have the, I don't know if you saw it from the like next time on Survivor or the preview pictures, but we have the challenge where they have to like jump off the high platform into the water. And then they usually swim to like a balance beam and then a puzzle at the end.
The balance beam always reminds me of Surrey.
Oh,
love
yes.
That
Well,
I
Tiffany struggled.
The other day I was rewatching that episode with my boyfriend and I was like, oh. He was like, why are you crying? I'm like, you don't understand.
Tiffany had trouble on the balance beam as well. Oh, and actually, I think I cut this off too early. There's other stuff happening on Survivor now as well. This video was a Patreon early access, but now it is available for everybody to watch on our YouTube. Myself, Matthew, and Ollie, we got together over the summer and talked about 3 locks from each new era season that we think are going to return and play Survivor again one day. So go over onto our YouTube, check that video out. It is a really interesting one. Let us know who you guys think is guaranteed to return from each season. So that's a fun one. And Avery will be joining me for this, I believe. Coming up on our Patreon about middle October. We're going to set the date and get the date to you by the end of this week, probably. We have a few people who are rewatching Survivor Token Chains, or if you're like myself, watching it for the first time. Avery, you're watching it for the first time, aren't you? Or no, you've seen it once before. Once. Yeah. Okay, so she's rewatching it. I'm watching it for the first time. We are going to get together and break it down, talk about, is it a good season? Is it a bad season? We're going to talk about all the legends who came from this season. So that's going to be really fun. Make sure to join us on our Patreon. The link is in the description below. There's a couple tiers you can join. We have our faithful tier for $3 a month and then our legend tier for $5 a month. And this video is going to be available for legend tier members. So make sure to join that. And then again, just join us on our X account tonight as we discuss it. But Avery, before we go and you get your popcorn and everything, anything else you want to say before this episode comes out?
I'm going to be right.
Oh, you're going to be right?
Yeah.
All right. You better be, or you can't podcast with us.
I have faith, even though, like I said before, Rome's probably like laughing at me. Like, what is she even talking about? But it's fine, guys. I have faith.
Everybody enjoy the show. And don't forget, I better see all of you right back here after the episode. You are already here. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe and come back after the episode for some more fun. We will see you guys then.